Here it is. Guess how much I bought this? $10. Hello guys, before I start, I need to say this. I feel very privileged to be able to sit in my living room to project to you some of the things I'm passionate about, and then to think that you're watching me on your screen, whether it's your mobile phone, your iPad, or your tablet, or your computer. I feel really privileged to be able to use technology this way. If you're new to this channel, my name is Sheyekwe, and I'm going to be talking about all things houseplant and some of the things that I'm very passionate, things that I've learned about while trying to keep houseplants. Now, in this particular video, I want to talk about 6 houseplants that I have added to my collection. If you've not watched my houseplant collection video, it's somewhere at the top here. So let's begin. So if you're like me, you know how hard it is to walk into a plant store and not get anything. You know, there have been situations where I'm like, no, I'm not going to get any plants. You know, I'm just going to check out this store, and then you come out with like 10 plants. You know, in the last 3 months, I'll be honest with you, I've tried to curb this addiction, because sometimes you have to be realistic and consider the fact that you may not even have any more space in your apartment or your house to be able to keep these plants. Do you feel me? Anyway, in the last couple of weeks, I bought about 6 plants, and I was very deliberate about that, and I'm going to be introducing you to these plants in this video. So the first one is my Ficus elastica, I think it's called Tineke, Tinek, I don't know which pronunciation, but this is the variegated Ficus elastica. It's really beautiful. I love the variegation. A new plant store opened a few miles from my house. It's called Folium, and I just walked in there because I wanted to see what kind of plants they had. As soon as I entered the store, it was just staring at me, and this is one of those plants that I've been wanting to get. It's a very easy plant to take care of. If you're a plant beginner and you want a bigger tree plants, this is one that I'll recommend. They typically do very well with, of course, with bright indirect sunlight, like every Ficus elastica or every one of the Ficus species. They also they don't require so much watering. In fact, you need the soil to dry before these plants can, before you water this plant. So the next plant is my Afro plant. See this, check this out. Check this out. It's the Afro Jew plant, or the Afro plant. Of course, it looks like an afro. That's where it gets its name from. It's a very beautiful plant. I was walking through a nursery yesterday, and this was the only plant I could see out of the like hundreds of plants that they had. And I was like, I absolutely need to get this. They're a type of wandering Jew plant. I have a number of these, and I love how small the leaves are and how they shoot up. So these plants are very easy to propagate. All you have to do is cut some from the stem and then put in soil. For some reason, they grow from that stem and then form this afro. I think I'll just do a YouTube video on how to propagate this later in the month, or in the next month. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have 5 cuttings for 5 subscribers. All you have to do is signify interest in the comment section, and I will get in contact with you to get your mailing address. But of course, you have to be in North America for me to be able to afford mailing that to you. They are absolutely easy to propagate, and they grow really fast, from what I've learned about this plant. The third plant that I got is the Black Maiden fern. I love ferns. I love how they feel, how they look to the eye, you know. I couldn't pass this one up. There's a an Ace hardware store that's kind of close to where I live that was giving away most of their plants for 75% off. So I grabbed this one and this corn plant, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. Ferns are really easy to take care of, or rather they will let you know when they need some love and attention. That's why I love ferns. The cons of ferns, the only annoying part about ferns is when the leaves start to die, it just creates a mess in the area you keep them in. But I really love this plant. This is one of those that you can just like put on a centerpiece and it just looks beautiful. So the fourth plant that I got is the emerald tree. It's the emerald tree, or the China doll. It's called emerald tree because it has the shape of a tree. I also got this on a huge sale. I think I got this for like $4 during the closing of the Ace hardware store close to mine. And I like it also because it looks like a fern. I love plants that fern like. This plant is really finicky also. If you don't water this plant, in a few days it would die. They also like very bright indirect sunlight. So if you have access to bright indirect sunlight, this kind of plant would do very well. Yeah, you want to also so you may want to also fertilize this plant every month in their growing season, which is all summer, and not in the fall, which is starting in a few weeks. The fifth plant I'm going to show you is the Alocasia regonula. See, it's also called the black velvet. The Alocasia black velvet. It has really dark leaves and very velvety to the touch. This is one of the most expensive plants I got. I think I got this about $35. But it's just so beautiful. I couldn't resist but to pick this up at Folium. Like every Alocasia, they require a lot of light, and they're fairly easy to keep. The only problem, like many Alocasias, is sometimes the leaves just drop dead and another one shoots up. But they are like most Alocasias, they are very slow to grow. So expect this to be like this for a very long time. The last plant I purchased, which is the corn plant right behind me. It's here it is. Guess how much I bought this? $10. Yeah, Ace Hardware was giving this plant Ace Hardware was giving this plant out at 75% off, and I'm not a big fan of corn plants, but I mean I couldn't look away from that deal. Yeah, so this is the cane corn plants, or I suppose that's what it's called. Dracaena masangena, I think that's what it's called. It's well, at least that's what I think it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's corn plants are very easy. They are very easy to take care of. I think one of the good things about them is they adjust to the conditions that you set them up with. So if you have like a well lit environment, they adjust to that. If you have a low light environment, they also adjust to that. The only thing I don't really like about them is they don't do well with chlorine, bromide, and fertilizers. So you don't want to fertilize this because the tip of the leaves begin to get brown. And usually when I see people with corn plants that have brown leaves, it just doesn't look as appealing. When I had the opportunity to pick this up, I was a little hesitant. If not that, it was I think $100 for this big tree, and then they were giving it to me for like $10. So yeah, it's these are my six new plants. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and you were equally as excited as I am showing you all these plants. Of course, if you're interested in the cuttings from my Afro plant, just leave your name or just signify in the comment section, and I'm going to ship you some of the cuttings. Like I said, you have to be in North America for me to be able to afford the shipping costs. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of this kind of content, I would encourage you to support me by subscribing to this channel. I have some more content coming, and there's some of the deeper content that I'm excited to share with you guys. But of course, it's encouraging when I see new subscribers. That would of course make me more excited about filming these videos. So yes, please subscribe. If you have other tips that I don't even know, please leave them in the comment section. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. I will see you in an upcoming video. Bye for now. So really quick update here. If you remember my propagating a monstera video, which is right here, you remember I showed you, I promised that I was going to give you guys an update. See, the roots are already, the aerial roots are already like growing, and they are producing more macro, or well, micro roots. Let me see if I can show you guys this. See? Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave it for another 2 weeks before I transfer to soil. Yeah, so I promised to give you updates, regular updates, and I stick to my promises generally. So yeah.